Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Storage Closet session. My name is Kiki, and today I'm here to tell you that old people shouldn't rap. It is the dumbest thing that I've heard from young people since it's okay to eat Tide Pods as long as you make money from the video. Now, Clipse this past Friday dropped their album, their highly anticipated return, Let God Sort 'Em Out. And I gotta say, it's a very, very good album. They're either in their 50s or nearing. I think that Malice is already in his 50s. Pusha T is getting close if he's not there already. And it's just a good album. Now, here's the thing. This is not really going to be your typical line by line, or not your line by line, but track by track breakdown of the album. Okay, I don't think that's really needed. I just want to talk about the album in general. So the album is called Let God Sort 'Em Out. Okay, I think that this title can be interpreted in two different ways. Either let God sort them out, as in fix them up, get them together, that type of sort them out, gather them up. Or it could be sort them out, as in literally sorting the people, sorting the real from the fake. Okay. And the title of this video is probably going to be something like "The Clipse is doing God's work." Okay, because in a sense, what they're doing on this album is sorting them out. Is he not? Or are they not? So think about, like, for instance, one of the main themes of this album. First of all, I feel like it's silly to say that the older that you get, you have less to talk about. Okay, maybe Andre 3000, maybe he literally just doesn't have shit to talk about. But I just feel like the older that you get, the more life experience you have, the more that you see the world for what it truly is, the more that you learn. You have so much to talk about, and I feel like older rappers are important, not just for the sake of the knowledge that they bring, but also because here's my thing about people saying that rap is a young man's game. And you if you're get that shit out of here, da 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 da. Here's my thing about that. I don't like that, because I feel like when you limit who's allowed to rap, you're limiting who can be spoken to. You're telling me that there's probably a man in their 50s out there who lost both their parents, and they could probably relate to that first track of the song. I mean, that first track of the album, Birds Don't Sing. There's probably people out there that have gone through a miscarriage, and they could relate to All Things Considered. Probably people out there that are in conflict with their relationship with the church and their other duties and whatever other things that they do in life. There are people that can probably relate to that. So I feel like if you're like fucking 15 years old and you're like, get that shit out of here, then they're just not talking to you. And that's okay. They don't got to talk to you. But there is somebody out there that is receiving this message. There are a lot of people out there that are receiving this message. Now, as far as the Let God Sort 'Em Out portion of the album, I want y'all to think about the people that they're working with, the people that they're talking about. Okay? They're working with people like Kendrick, Tyler, Pharrell, Stove God Cooks, Nas, Abliva. Am I missing a feature? Hold on, let me think. John Legend. Okay, yeah, okay. I think I covered most, if not all, of the features. Okay, people that they've either been close with for a long time, or people that they're saying are emblematic of the direction that they think that hip hop should be going in. Okay, cool. Then the people that they're talking about, people like Kanye, people like Jim Jones, people like did they talk about Drake? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that there was some Drakeness in that Kendrick verse. I don't know who Tyler was talking about when he said that somebody was suing him over a little feature. Some people have said that it was supposed to be about Playboy Cardi. I don't know. But at the very least, I'm sure that line where he says, "I think I might outgrow my idols." I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I might outgrow my idols. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Kanye. Okay, at the very least, I think that line's about Kanye. I don't know who's suing him. I don't know. Kendrick's verse. Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Kendrick's verse, I've heard people saying that they think that it's about Trump, but considering I don't feel like that's true. I don't feel like that's true because this album, or at least his verse, would have had to have been recorded before Trump was reelected, right? So I don't know if that's true. I actually have an interpretation that it could possibly be about Kanye. He's a Gemini, two-time Gemini with genocide. There was another line on there. They genetics been synthetic, screaming they genius. Okay, and then he says Trump card told me not to spare your life. Okay, so I wonder if this verse could possibly, or that part of the verse could possibly be about Kanye. I'm sure that the early verse is about the dismantling of Drake that he did in 2024. But there's a lot of other things in there too. His success and bringing the West back up and all that good stuff. Okay, but I feel like they are sorting them out. They're sorting out the truly wealthy, the truly distinguished from people that make like 100K a year and buy an Audi. Okay, they're separating them. They are sorting them out. And you know what? I think they have the right to do it. Forever. I mean, Pusha T just hate people, bro. Pusha T hates people, and he wants people to know that he hates them. And I said this we listened to Pusha T's discography recently, and I said this in my critique of his discography. I said that if you are going to go on wax and you are going to talk mad shit to people, you gotta really believe in yourself as a lyricist and a man. Because if that person come back at you and they hit you with a diss track, or they try to they could possibly dig up some dirt on you or something like that, and you hitting at all these different people, you gotta really believe in yourself. Cause it's like, listen, I can say this stuff because I know that my closet, I know my house is clean. Okay, I know my house is clean. You can talk about that you don't like my music or whatever the fuck you want to say, but I'm calling you out for your chain covered in enamel, buying whole sections, talking shit in your little interviews. I'm not taking it no more, bruh. Cause I believe in myself as a man. And if you come at me with a track, I'm gonna hit you with a worse track. So don't even try it. And I know that you ain't gonna try it because you haven't yet. You haven't yet. Where is Jim Jones Pusha T diss track with all this shit he been talking? Huh? Okay. Now, something else that I want to talk about is I feel like with some of the critiques that I've written in my community tab, there have been people that are under the assumption that I don't like lyricism because I was not very excited to listen to some of their favorite artists, or not I wasn't excited to listen to them, but I wasn't very impressed by what I heard. Okay. First of all, this is just like a little side note. We do this discography tier list thing. We listen to artists on Twitch, and then the community ranks them. Okay, the community ranks them. So for the people that are slow of mind and slow of thought, just so that you know, I am not ranking these people. I'm not putting your favorite artists in C tier. I'm not partaking in the actual ranking of these people. But because if somebody like, I don't know, Freddie Gibbs or Mick Jenkins gets C tier, even though I didn't even put them there, you little slow ass little hell. I did not put them there, but I'm just gonna be honest and say, if somebody tells me, oh, this dude's so good, this dude's so good, this dude's so good, and then I'm just getting some, lyrical miracle, little common platitudes, in like a very monotone voice with some lo-fi. I'm not interested. Okay, it's just not going. It's not going to spark joy. Okay, it's not going to spark joy. I'm not going to hear it and be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is top tier music. It's not interesting to me. Okay, but the idea that I don't like lyricism is just not true. Okay, just because I don't like the guy that's monotone rapping over lo-fi beats, or the guy that's rapping really fast and saying absolutely nothing, doesn't mean I don't like lyricism. I think that, especially for the younger generation, which by the way, I'm not Gen Z, okay? I'm a millennial. Because I've seen a lot of people say that too. I'm not a fucking Gen Z, okay? I'm a millennial. Um, for younger people that are into people like Playboy Cardi or Travis Scott or Lil Mosey, the people listen to him still. Uh, let's just stick with the other two, okay? People that are that, and they're not really into lyricism type stuff, okay? You gotta make them excited about it, okay? I can listen to this Clipse album and be like, oh, what did he just say? It makes me excited to hear what they saying, because that they saying something shady or funny or something like that, okay? You gotta make them excited. The instrumentals are incredible, at least most of them are. The topics, they're rapping about topics that people can care about, relate to. They're enthusiastic but also cool. I feel like you got to make the younger generation excited about it. Now another thing is, I really don't think that this is unk music. Like, of course, like older men grew up with Clipse. Like people that are Clipse's age were probably listening to Clipse when they were like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So yeah, they'll probably tap into this Clipse album. Sure. Okay. But I feel like Clipse really was able to evolve their sound to be more modern so that it could still appeal to a younger audience. So I feel like it's just not fair to just call this unk music. Another thing that I've seen, I guess the less educated say is, so I didn't watch Fantano's review of the Clipse album because I knew I was gonna make this video and I didn't want to watch it and then just be like talking about what he was talking about on accident or on purpose. But I heard that he gave it a 10. Okay, I heard he gave it a 10. And somebody has said that of course he gave it a 10 because he is biased towards woke music. Woke music. Now, I personally, just because Clipse knows how to put lyrics together, does not, like, lyrical does not equate to woke, okay? They rap about fucking up the hood with cocaine, okay? They rap about luxury, okay? It's kind of like if Rick Ross was like not boring and I guess that's pretty much it. If Rick Ross was not boring and actually has something to talk about sometimes, that's kind of like that. It's well, come on, guys. You can't be serious. So, I do know that the second largest portion of my audience is ages between, I believe, 18 and 24. The second largest portion of my audience is between 18 and 24. If you are hesitant to listen to the album, okay, give it a try. It's good, okay? Just because your friends I guess that you wouldn't be in high school if you were 18. Huh. Or I guess you would, maybe. Okay, just because your friends in the high school in the college parking lot ain't bumping it, bump it for them, okay? It's some good ass music on there, okay? So, with that being said, I give this album an, oop, sorry, I forgot to give my criticisms of the album. Okay, let me give my two criticisms of the album before I give the rating. One criticism, the spamming of "this is culturally inappropriate." Okay, that one song that had Ab Live on it, I couldn't even hear what the fuck they was talking about because that British lady kept on interrupting the song. Okay, I understand the phrase. Okay, this is culturally inappropriate. Okay, I get it. Okay, shit, I heard it. The spamming of that phrase was fucking irritating. I don't know why they was doing that. Second, Pharrell singing. Look, I know y'all dogs with Pharrell, and you know he was probably already in the studio because he produced the album, and y'all was like, man, we should get a singer on here. And then he was like, oh, I can sing. Nigga, please go get a real singer. I'm begging you. Like, go get somebody that can sing for real. Okay. Even third, this isn't really a criticism, more of like something that I would have liked to have seen is okay, birds don't sing. Okay, now listen, they grew up with I believe a pastor father. Imagine if they got like a gospel choir and a gospel singer instead of John Legend. Girl, that would have been sick. Okay, but the song is fine with John Legend on it. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes I am very partial to cliches and over dramatics, and I think that a gospel singer with a gospel choir kind of would have went a little hard. Okay, it would have went a little hard. Okay, now rating. I give this album an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Okay, this is the highest I've rated an album so far. People say that I only review music that I hate or that I only review music to hate on it, and that's just not true. So I hope that you guys know that I actually do enjoy music sometimes. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's been a blast. I'm sorry if I was speaking a little stranger than usual in this video. I have something wrong with my mouth, like my tongue. There's something wrong with my tongue, okay? I was supposed to make this video on Thursday, but this tongue issue was reoccurring, and I didn't want to keep on postponing it. So thank y'all for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and you are cute. You're cute. You're cute. You're cute. All right. Bye.